little time for yourself.
Hello and welcome back. This is our 101st episode. This is the start of a new century in terms of our YouTube output, to which we are not holding ourselves responsible or accountable because we're doing it for pleasure. Eric has reliably informed us that today, the 2nd of June, is National Leave the Office Early Day, which to me just sounds, Erica, like your intuition speaking to you again. Please don't let the office door hit you in the arse on the way out. What special steps should we take to celebrate this day?
This is basically, well, quick little read here about what this is about. It's usually intended to be an incentive to those who often work more than 40 hours each week, which already I'm like, wait a minute, why does it have to be 40 hours? Why not anybody who works any hours during, a full time or even part time, whatever? Like, why do we have to have it limited to 40 hours? But anyway, it's reminding you to take a little time for yourself every once in a while. That's basically what is behind this day. It says, quick little blurb here about the hashtag leave the office early day. Okay. About a third of Americans work more than 40 hours per week. I'm going to read this because we have a couple of Europeans here, like non-Americans, that I want to hear how this filters through for you guys. About a third of Americans work more than 40 hours per week. Some work even more than that. Those who are self-employed or who do work 2 jobs likely work 60 to 80 hours per week. Those types of hours don't leave much time for family, self-care, or home maintenance. Stress piles up, and so do the phone calls from mom, the grandkids, and maybe the gym wondering where you've been. It's time to get yourself away from your desk and make the most of your time. Leave the office early day ideas. Go to that you've been wanting to see. First of all, they need a proofreader for this website. I'm not sure what that says, but I think it says go to that you've been wanting to see. I'm not sure. Catch up on shopping. Read a book, take a nap. These are some ideas. Spend time outside going for a nature walk. Meet your friends at a restaurant and catch up on their lives. Share your adventures on social media using the hashtag leave the office early day. We're not encouraging people to ditch responsibilities from work. We're simply recommending you take some time for yourself if you can. If you're able to get away, make the most of your time and enjoy every moment. That is what today is about.
You got me at the sentence, take care of yourself every once in a while. Every once in a while? No. Every day. Hold on. What do you mean every once in a while? Once in a month? Once in every 2 months? No, every day. That's already kind of, that was the first trigger I had with the whole idea.
Yeah,
It is such
go on.
I was just going to say, it's such an inbred, like, passed down learning, right? Like, we have to constantly go. And only once in a while, when you can, if you can, do you take care of yourself, which is why we're now faced with entire generations of people who don't know how to stop, don't know how to say no, don't know how to put themselves first and actually guilt-free say, yeah, I'm going to go and take a walk. I don't care that the laundry's piled up. I don't care that, I have a million things to do. It's okay for me to take care of myself. But it's not taught. Like, we're just taught to go. So doing this has to have a national day around it. Really? We need one day. It's only one day. One day out of the entire year we're allowed to do this.
I'm completely with Gabby. One day, once a year, no, every day, possibly even every hour of every day, we should be taking a moment to check in with ourselves and actually see how we're doing. About 50% of the population, about 50% of the month should be paying more attention to their body, to what it's demanding of them in terms of change in hormone. Potentially half of the workforce is only at their best half of the time. And I don't mean that in a misogynistic way. I'm saying, what the hell? You know, you guys, girls in this case, didn't ask for that. And there's zero support factored around it because of this whole, you know, everybody's got to be in the workforce. You know, Erica's talking about people having a second full-time job as if it's the standard rather than should be an absolute last ditch, you know, attempt to keep the wolves from the door. I'm going to hazard a guess that people who are self-employed probably work themselves harder and have worse conditions than they would ever accept from an employer. Certainly, you know, since I've had my own company, I am the worst boss I've ever had. I give zero slack for anything, and I'm often here doing stuff 16, 18 hours a day. Last week, which was 4 weeks ago, for those that are not playing the game of we record these weekly, I had my son for a week. That's the first time I've cleared my calendar for over 4 years. And even then, I was getting questions and queries, and I was like, no. And that was so liberating. And do I feel like that's a boundary that I can keep? No, I'm fully expecting to be back into whatever comes for me from Monday onwards, and probably busier because stuff that got put off has been pushed across to the week that I come back. Whereas I feel that I should actually have sat out there and thought to myself, this is what my life is supposed to be about these days. And all of that other stuff can join the fuck this shit pile, because what's it bringing? Nothing but heartache, effort, you know, commitment to things that wear me out, run me down. And who's it benefiting? Not me most of the time, I'm going to say.
This is, oh God. So we have a leave the office early day, right? Fantastic. I'm all for it. I think you should be able to leave the office early whenever you want. That is my firm belief. What happens is, though, like in the workforce, it's like you oftentimes can't just leave the office, right? Your something is going to be penalized for it. You're either going to lose time and not get paid for the hours that you're not there, or you have to take personal time, like a half a day or something. So you get nothing for free, right? So it's like I'm taking the time to take care of myself, but something else has to give, which makes it feel kind of counterproductive to me. It's like, I just want to leave. I'm leaving early because I'm going to go enjoy the day and go for a walk and meet up with a friend for lunch today. That's what I'm doing today, without having to worry about, but then I'm going to be short hours for my paycheck, or I got to lose some time, until you get liberated enough to decide, I don't care if I'm short in my paycheck. It's not going to make a major difference in my life. And I'm not using any time. So I'm just going to get docked and really just take the day, but a couple hours early, whatever it is, leave the office early. What you just said, though, about when we do intentionally make those decisions to take time for ourselves, you just said it. You're going to come back Monday and be whatever, ready to hit the ground running. If I take time off from work, I know it's like I'm coming back to a shit storm of like thousands of emails, all sorts of whatever that makes that time that I just took feel like it didn't even happen. It's so wild to me what happens with that. It's like I want to go on vacation because I need a vacation away from all of this. But the second I'm back from vacation, I'm regretting that I went on vacation, because now I'm even worse than I was before I went on vacation. So make that make sense. I don't know how to make that make sense for me, where it feels good to actually say, I'm going away for a couple of days and I'm going to be refreshed when I come back, because that doesn't happen. That's not the case. So this is an awesome incentive. Like, I'm behind it. I actually put it on my calendar. On June 2nd, I might very well be leaving the office early that day, because I just wrote it down on my calendar. I'm just going to leave a couple hours early, whatever that means. knowing when I go back Wednesday, I'll be like, oh my God, I just left for the afternoon and look at all of this. It almost sometimes makes it not worth it. How does that make sense? What are we supposed to do with that? We do this. That's what we do. That's what we do, because we have to say fuck this shit when we come back to all of it.
I used to have a job like this, where going on holidays, you came back to complete kind of full email list and but I don't think, you know what? I'm sitting here thinking about the whole thing, and I'm thinking it's not about leaving the office early. It is not about leaving the office early. It's about how we structure our lives. What's the point to leave too early once every 2 months, 2 hours early? What's the point? I just had a quick look online while you were talking because that went through my head. You know what? The happiest countries in the world, I looked at it. The average people work is 32 hours a week. Not 2 jobs, 32 hours a week in one. You know what I mean? And if I look at my friends, for example, in Germany, who are getting into the 60s now, it's like, you know what? I have the house paid off. You know what? I'm just negotiating. I'm going working 70%. That's the thing in Europe. You have a full-time job and go negotiate with your boss to go on 80% work, 70% work, right? That's what you do. While my friends in America are looking for a second job to pay the bills, almost same age. And I'm going like, something is going. It's also sometimes societal. So I literally have friends who are working now 70%. Because I said, I'm 60, I'm tired, I can't concentrate long anymore, I don't need that much money anymore, life is more important, God knows how long I'm going to live. I'm working 28 hours now a month. I'm doing 25 hours a month, and that's it. A week. Sorry.
Can you
So it's about lifestyle. It's not about leaving the office early every so often. It's about how much time do you spend every week there. I mean, what's the point if you work 60 hours, 70 hours a week, as they said in your description, and then you have leave the office early once a week instead of working the 10 hours. You leave after 9. What's the point of that? It's the entire lifestyle.
No, you're right. And I'm asking for a friend. Can you tell me what those countries were?
Netherlands, Norway, Finland.
Oh, the Nordic countries. Got it.
Yeah. Who lead the world in all of those things, it turns out. Every time we have a conversation about self-care or anything that taps into a better way of being, whether it's diet or anything else for that matter, always the same countries coming up in the top, isn't it? And it does it makes me wonder how much of the American dream, I'm not picking on you guys, I know you get a lot of stick, but how much of that is just old shtick to make people believe that if they come to America and they work back-breaking hours and they give themselves a heart attack and they never see their family, there is a slim possibility that they might actually be able to buy a piece of the American dream. And it just starts a whole hamster wheel going. I mean, along with all the other things, like I know we've talked about your healthcare before, guarantee those countries Gabby just mentioned not paying for healthcare on top of not having, one of the reasons you have to have 2 jobs is to pay for the healthcare that you get free, which you don't use as much of because you're only working 32 hours a week. There's something really iffy. I'm going to use that very technical phrase, something really a bit hinky and iffy going on about what the land of the free has brought you in terms of freedom.
I mean, we bought into that in Europe for a long time as well, isn't it? This dream from what was the usual thing from kind of washing dishes to millionaire thing, kind of. I mean, but I always said, even when I was younger, when people said, the American dream and blah blah blah. Maybe we can do it here as well. I was like, what is this dream exactly? What is it? Does not every person have a different dream? What is this dream exactly? Define it to me. I'm making loads of money. Is that really? You know what I mean? Does everybody really have a desire to earn 2 million and have a yacht and a house or whatever? Not if I. It's don't get me wrong. Would I? If somebody gives it to me, I wouldn't say no, but not on the cost of working 80 hours a week. Sorry, no. I only have one life. I have only one
Maybe,
health.
sorry, Gabby, maybe, and this will be my closing thought on this one, not enough of us actually have our own or a clearly defined enough dream, which isn't working for the man or getting my first million or whatever, that would actually be that North Star that we're looking for, which is I want to have plenty of time to enjoy the life I have and be with the people that I want to be and see the places I want to see. And it doesn't have to be off of the back of a luxury super yacht. They're nice to look at, but most of those luxury super yachts have been built off of the backs of people that are working 2 jobs, so that those insufficient perky type places can enjoy their super yacht and have all that time and luxury that the rest of us want. So yeah, for me, find a dream. That's the answer. And to quote Monty Python, we're all individuals. We can all have different dreams.
This conversation is because Brett and I are Americans, and this is our way of life, right? And you said before, Alex, that you're like, there's something iffy about this whole thing. I often find myself pretty close to every single day driving to work out loud in my car saying, not there's something iffy about this, but I'm saying, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what the actual fuck are we doing here? Like, like it's 7:15 in the morning and we're all fucking going to work. Like, this is not the way it's supposed to be in my mind, right? Like, I feel like this is like, what the fuck are we doing? So, yeah. I'm going to be, yeah, that is American for it's iffy. I think that's definitely New York, Long Island, New York for this is iffy. Like, there's something not right about this. Is what the fuck are we all doing here? Like, let's really take a minute and like, I shouldn't have to like be able to leave work and then come back to 8 million goddamn emails that I can't keep up with. Like, it's absolutely insanity. So I'm going to spend my time after this possibly thinking about what is my American dream, right? What is my dream, my American dream? The more I think about it, the more I see myself like on a farm, hanging out with a bunch of animals, doing I don't know what. I haven't gotten further than that little picture, so I'm not really sure what that all means, but there's something in it.
Perhaps you could open America's first breeding ground for shoe build.
That will never happen in a million years. I'm not fucking doing that. So I'm happy to report, though, that my relationship with turkeys is becoming a little better because they are really around a lot, and I have decided to just coexist with those fuckers. So I'm able to be in their presence without losing my mind. So.
You can get the whole construction crew wanting to do things once, and you organize it, and things change so quickly. The blueprints, they're not the reality. They're off. But then I walk over to you and I say, hey, listen, this is blah, 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 blah. And we start talking. And as long as everybody's in the right mindset, all right, I'm going to leave this open for you because we got to get here, blah, 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 blah. You get your stuff, take care of that. Let me know when you get your stuff in. Then I'll work in this area. I'm out of that area. And it's just like an agreement that things go so smooth that you actually enjoy your job. And then you get out of work, you go home, you're exhausted. I'll give you that part because construction's not easy. You're working pretty hard. But I don't know. I enjoy the job and I enjoy people. As long as they're in the right frame of mind and they're not like all about themselves, then it's all good. It's when they get into, well, I'm closing it up because my job, I got to get this done. And I'm like, that's great because my screw gun goes in reverse. And I'll just open it back up so that I can get in it. And then now that whole environment shifts so that one person that just wants to get it done, right? It's going to be conflict because we all want to get it done. But it's the mindset of wanting to get it done once, right? So it's like different groups all coming together with the goal of getting it done as fast as possible. If you can find a way of lining everybody up and doing it in such a way that you can all work together, it is like something to watch. It really is, because things get done so fast and it's like an art. It really is like an art.
Over here, Brett, there's this, it's a stereotypical thing, but it's true. The same bit of road will get dug up 8 times in the space of a couple of weeks. Once it will be the water board, then it will be the gas board, then the electrics. Actually, I don't know if I'm having deja vu. I think we've said this before. There was an advert going back a few years for Carlsberg, the lager, and they were basically doing what you just said. So they had the road dug up, all the manhole covers out, and the sawhorses up, and it was like, oh yeah, I've got electric to go in there, and they got the whole thing, and they're all in there, waterboard, electric, gas, and then a hearse comes down the road slowly, and the driver of the hearse is eyeing up the hole in the road, and I think it was if Carlsberg did funerals, and it was because the thing was Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world, and every thing was if Carlsberg did holidays, did whatever, and it was always like it would be the best one going. And it just reminds me of that. I mean, I'm not suggesting we should randomly going around putting people in road diggings to be buried, but in terms of actually getting on and everybody having a shared goal, that sounds like a harmonious vision.
Yep. And it goes pretty quick and everybody gets along. I've been on the opposite type of jobs as well. And it's like everybody's just pissing everybody off and it doesn't work. So it's the people that you meet and where they are. Some people, and I've said this before, some people's discomfort, if they can get you to join in on it, that's where they're comfortable. So it's kind of like know people. So you don't have to just join in where they're comfortable. Because they're comfortable in the unhappiness or the discomfort, right? So,
well, misery loves company.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So what I hear from you, Brett, is we don't need leave early days from work if we have harmony in work and we do our job.
If everybody
The
just
desire to leave early is usually because we can't stand being there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay then.
Take that as the the intuition trying to tell you something and you having the fear standing in your way, whatever that is, your belief or your whatever, saying, no, I can't do that. And maybe you can.
But it's interesting how ingrained it is if there is someone who created a whole day to the idea.
What's funny is that the person who created this, little bit of history here, was an employee productivity specialist. Created the National Leave the Office Early Day as a reminder to employees to take time for themselves.
He probably pushed his people so much, he realized if he gives them once a month an option to go home 2 hours earlier, he can push them even more.
It's like next level gaslighting is what I feel like goes on in the workforce. It's wild.
Right. I think we're all going to go home early. So you're getting a slightly shorter version of the inner lenses today. Deal with it, because we've all said fuck it and we've decided to go home.
Deal with it.
For Erica's colleague that listens, her desire to leave early has got nothing to do with the fact that she can't stand it. That was just Gabby's take on what Brett was saying. So no need to report her to the productivity manager, whoever that might be.
I actually left early yesterday because I was like, I'm done. I'm going home now. It wasn't that early, but I still early nonetheless.
So until the 102nd episode, folks, we will wish you well.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.